I did. I said, Lace, meet me at the cigar spot. We're going to have some cigars, and we're going to sit here and chill.
And we did.
We chilled, yes.
You was waiting for him to spill the beans.
I'm trying to get to him.
You trying to get him to spill the beans.
And it's like...
So you had ulterior motives.
It's trying to be your friend.
But
I am literally trying to be your friend. And you ain't letting me in. Pause.
Broken birds.
Right. I'm not the broken bird.
No,
but in
no,
this
no,
instance,
no,
in this
it's
instance,
not,
no.
It's not that.
I'm saying like
want
in this
I want
you
him to know
be there.
I'm here for you,
Yeah,
bro.
but you are by being at the cigar shop.
What I'm saying, and that's the piece. That was being there for me.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace.
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends. What it do though? It's your boy, Dr. Life Coach Lace, aka NBA Old Boy, aka I'm him, aka Mr. Big Shot, aka diminished no relation to Dennis. Let's get it.
It's your boy T. Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you could borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meek Mel, aka Favorite Truth Teller, aka Mr. Controversial. Make sure, aka if you don't want to know,
don't ask me.
Mr. Controversial.
Mr. Controversial.
Hey,
really though?
now. You know what I am.
Friends.
How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Hey, before we talk about friends, it would behoove us if we weren't good friends and asked this question of ourselves and of everyone who's watching out there. Have you gotten your checkup this year?
Absolutely.
No, I usually go in July around my birthday.
Okay. All right.
I go once a year.
All
So
right.
Gotta get checked up.
Make sure you're getting checked
Y'all
up.
close to getting that
I get mine
thing
already.
in your butt.
First of all, me and you ain't nothing but a month behind each other.
I told Doc, look, use these and make it quick. Make it quick. Yo, I'm a cheat day. I'm a cheat day.
Talking about make it quick. I'll be however long you need to be to make sure I survive. Take an extra second, I don't care.
Make it quick.
Oh my God. Talking about weed. First of all, you ain't nothing but a month behind me in age.
Y'all better get right.
I done already been. I've been going for the last 2 years.
Okay.
I've been going earlier than normal.
And is that by you elected that or the
No,
doctor?
I did that myself.
Okay, gotcha.
Because prostate cancer has impacted the men in my family at a high rate. So
Sure.
I know that I'm more susceptible to it. I'm not gonna say more likely to get it, but I am more susceptible to it. So based on that, I would much rather get ahead of it than to play games with my health and stuff like that.
Right.
And this is why it's important. I'm gonna look at the camera and I say it's important for Black people to advocate for themselves at the doctor.
Oh, I have to.
Advocate for yourself at the doctor because if you don't advocate for yourself, they're going to go by whatever they believe the status quo is based on data, and they're not going to give you the proper treatment that you need for your life. So advocate for yourself.
Tell me more about
because going to the doctor, being at the age that I was when I went for my physical, they ask you like what you want to check on and stuff when you're there. So I put prostate exam. I checked it before going back there because I want to get in front of it, right? And when we were in there, the doctor was like, she was going through. She's like, "Yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do that." She was like, "I saw that you put prostate on there, whatever. We don't need to do that. You're too young for that right now, so we'll skip that or whatever it was." And I'm like, "No, we're gonna do that." And she was trying to argue with me about doing it. She's like, "Well, at the age you are, it doesn't impact you until blank age range, whatever."
Right.
And I was like, "No, you're gonna do it, and if you don't want to do it, go back there and find somebody else to come in here and put them two fingers in my thing."
Hey, we were so serious serious just now. How did it get there?
Because you gonna check. Because I got to make sure I'm straight. I don't care what you talking about.
Right.
You gonna make sure I'm straight. So I could sense, my whatever about it. So she kind of like asked me why do you want to do that or whatever? And I told her, I'm like, look, prostate cancer has affected the men in my family at a very high rate. I said my dad was 39 years old when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I'm 37. So I know that's I don't care what the numbers say. My dad was 39.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in front of whatever it is. So that is why. And then after I said that, then she was like, all right, we'll do it. I understand. So ever since then, every year, I have been getting checked just in case my numbers are straight. I don't care what they say about when I should do it. This is one of those things that I'm not going to procrastinate with. So,
and it's something that you can get ahead of.
I said that.
And it's crazy you mentioned that because I used to laugh at my mom all the time. Like I would take her to the doctor or whatever, or if she was taking my grandmother to the doctor or something like that, and she would legit tell the doctor straight up, "This is what I need you to give me. This is what's going on. You can do your little check." But we leaving here with this. Yes. Straight up. So, engaging in the consulting space in the healthcare field, when you look at social determinants of health equity, all those kinds of things, the data tells a story. So I'm surprised that she was like, the doctor at the time was like, no, we don't need to do that right now, because that's the data speaks opposite to that.
Yeah.
So obviously being aware to advocate for the need is one aspect of it, but the data clearly tells that story. So seeing it from the other side of that now, it's ever more present and ever more important to advocate in those spaces. Because even like I was looking at some stuff a while back as far as like when Black and brown folks go to the emergency department at whatever hospital, right? Being labeled as far differently than whites and getting whites get seen faster compared to
really
absolutely. It's crazy on the other side, like legit. And you can see like the acuity of care, all the things that come into play, and it's really based upon what you're talking about. Yeah. So people don't see that from that side, but it paints a picture and tells a story it's very intriguing. Very intriguing stuff.
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad that y'all are doing it. I have good news. I went to my last doctor's appointment, and he said that your blood pressure is surprisingly low. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, that's good. He was like, no, you're getting dizzy and stuff. I was like, yeah, a couple times. But I didn't know. I was like, because when you stand up real fast.
He is getting dizzy. He like, no, I'm good. It's good.
Yeah,
my pressure low.
Yeah, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? But he was because have you ever stood up real fast and you like,
no,
hey,
my pressure not low.
No, it's not that my pressure low, but it's like you feel a little dizziness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, I stood up too fast.
Oh, we watched, bro. Like legit.
Right. But he was like, oh, that's because your blood pressure's low. I was like, oh, I thought that was regular. But anyway, he said that we need to scale back on your medication. I said, look at God.
You take blood pressure medicine?
I've been taking blood pressure medicine since my 20s, bro.
That's crazy.
We are old as hell.
Yes, bro.
That's crazy.
You've been taking blood pressure medicine for 20 years?
Going on it.
So you got a Monday to Friday pill pack. Like one of them clear joints.
Go in on Sunday. Gotta get the pills right. Hey, yo, that's crazy.
This is what's wrong with men, yo. This is what's wrong with men. We can't take nothing seriously, yo.
What you mean?
We can't take health seriously. We can't take our prostate seriously. Our blood pressure. We can't take nothing seriously, yo. We can't take nothing seriously, yo. Life impacts us so hard that we just gotta laugh at everything. We gotta make everything a joke.
Doc gotta get them pills for the week right.
I gotta get them pills right. I take one for the asthma.
I knew he was about to say it. He like, I take this one to get me in the spirit.
Yeah.
I take this one to get me out the spirit.
You probably eat a banana or something too when you take it.
No. I'm not going to say how I could do it, but I don't need to. I take it very.
You
easily.
raw dog.
Pills? I've been raw dogging pills.
That is
For as
that's
long-
crazy.
for
Yo,
as
I
long
think
as
that's
I know.
crazier
You don't eat
than
it with a
taking.
half a peanut butter sandwich or
No.
something?
Yo,
No.
I'm not gonna lie. If I gotta take a pill, I need a sandwich, a piece of
Yeah.
candy, or something, bruh.
He used a spoon and crushed it up.
I'm like, that just be feeling like it's sitting right here, yo. I don't care how big it is. It feel like it's sitting right here. I'm like, no, I need a
crush
piece
it
of
up.
bread. I need to bust that pill up.
Nah, man. I've been taking medication for so long that I have to take a vitamin supplement.
This nigga act like that was a war story. I've been taking
So
medication
long.
for so long.
It's genetics.
Which you can't run from.
You can't run.
Which
from,
I've been learning as I've gotten older.
can't
You
run-
cannot
Oh my God.
outrun your genetics.
You can't.
bro.
cannot.
You cannot outrun your genetics. And that's why I'm arguing with the doctor.
Yeah. So I mean, my doctor said you're down in weight and you made a life change and it has affected you in a positive way.
Yeah.
And so we can scale back. So I've actually been taking half of my blood pressure medicine. And it still I went to Sam's the other day. I was in Sam's. I was like, let me go ahead and put my arm through here. Hit the little button. It said 120/80. I was like, that's dang near perfect. So
I don't know how to read blood pressure.
You don't have one at the crib? You
What's
don't
a normal
have a
blood pressure?
see, now that's how I know I'm not that old because I don't have one at the crib.
But if you've
I mean,
been
they
taking
like
pills for 20
$20.
years, you should
Yeah,
have
I
a
mean,
machine
shit.
at your house, nigga.
I mean, how you
Nigga
keep
taking
track
20
of it?
years
Right?
of pills.
I just
Don't
been
got a
living
machine
from-
at your house.
I've been living from appointment to
Oh
appointment.
yeah, you wildin'. Yeah, now you need to get one.
That's the blackest thing you've said in a long time.
It is. It really is. It really is.
I've
So
been
you
living-
in the Sam's with the? Let me see
Well,
what.
actually, I do that more than often. I do that more. I'll hit up Sam's. I hit up Walmart.
You
go-
just go to the blood pressure machine.
Yeah, why not? I'm already in there.
Before I go get this rotisserie,
Bro,
let me see what this blood pressure
that is so funny, bro.
That's funny. You bring up
This is the
rotisserie. We
unkest
talk about it.
conversation that we
Yeah.
done had.
I'm
in a long,
telling
long
you,
time.
we unks. Like
we
if you
unks.
look at the
I'm
scale,
legit. I'm
we
legit.
unks.
I done gave up. I used to be trying to hold on.
Oh nah, you
I
you
gave
been
up, bro.
You been an unk,
I
bro.
know, but I'm like leaning all the way
Yeah,
into
nah,
it
we
now.
get
Bro.
it,
Every day I feel like I'm saying more unkish things,
Yeah.
and it's making me just like, look, I'm old, bro.
It is what it is.
It's two things I know about me at this point in stage. I ain't got nothing else to prove no more. So it's
Yeah.
two things I know. I'm a pee before I leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get to where I'm going, I'm gonna have me a little seat.
That's
I'm gonna have
it.
me a seat when I get to where I'm going. I don't need to stand up. I ain't got nothing to prove. Let
Yeah.
me get one of them seats.
Yeah, I'm definitely. So yes, I have been filling up my packs every Sunday late.
That's what's up.
In order to make
up.
sure that I'm taken care of for throughout the whole week. And with me going through that stuff, I wanted to make sure that we are doing that for ourselves and for our listeners too, man. We are a man-centered podcast. We want to make sure that, if you're listening, you're a lady, you make sure you're getting your checkouts too. I don't know but nothing about y'all's checkouts, but yeah, bro. And have you heard some of the stuff that they gotta go through?
Oh, I've
Oh
witnessed it.
yeah.
I've
Bro,
witnessed
that joint seems torturous.
It is. Them machines ain't no joke.
I've witnessed it.
And I learned that a lot of the practices that go on in OBGYNs are because of a white doctor who did a lot of stuff on black women.
Absolutely.
And he did it without anesthesia.
Of course, because they think that black women and blacks
endure
in general
pain.
can endure pain, have different pain
Right.
tolerance.
Which is crazy, bro.
Wild.
Which is it's
Why you think well, now we ain't gonna get in all that. That'll go down a whole nother.
go ahead.
No,
No,
we
it's
good.
too late,
Yeah,
it's too
yeah, we good.
It's fine.
But I'm glad to hear that y'all are doing well in that area and stuff like that. We just recently Issa Rae was on
Michelle Obama's
podcast, bro.
That's a nice little podcast, by the way.
It
not bad.
is,
I like that
bro.
joint. I like
bad.
that joint. Not because
Yeah.
it's her, but because her and her brother together.
Yeah.
It's actually a nice little team.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. I like the pod.
Yeah,
I mean, he stopped coaching basketball to do this.
Right,
So.
yeah. And he's funnier than I ever.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
maybe because I didn't expect him to have that type of personality. But watching, I'm like, yo, he funny.
The thing is, though, we often do that with people that we feel like have
True.
made it.
You're right.
But at the end of the day, the majority, like, yo, behind the scenes,
That's what I be saying about you.
well, hold on. I don't get what you're trying to say.
at the end of the day, we gonna
He
do what
basically
we
saying
do.
gonna
Right, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
oh,
Like,
oh,
we
yeah, I
gonna
got
do
you,
what
I
we
got
do.
you, I got you,
Like,
I got you, I got you.
don't let it fool you because that's the first lady or whatever. Like,
Right.
she,
Yeah, she gonna be
yeah,
boots on the ground out there with
Yeah,
everybody else.
all of that,
Mm.
all of that.
But they had Issa Rae on there, and Issa Rae had a segment, and I actually found out about this because a friend sent it to me. And Issa Rae's talking about how she can't be a good friend to her friends, or quote unquote a good friend to her friends, because she's not a considerate friend. Mm-hmm. She doesn't think to call anybody or something like that to initiate or things of that nature. And we'll play the clip in just a second. But my friend sent it to me though. And I was like, bruh, I am that person. I have too many friends. And they said, that's exactly why I sent it to you. Mm-hmm. Because you want to be everybody's friend, and you can't do that.
I've been saying that for a long time, by the way.
Yeah, essentially you have broken bird syndrome.
Yeah, I've been saying that too.
Legit.
All right, so since you diagnosed me, you got to tell me what a broken bird is.
You like projects.
Yeah, you gravitate to people that...
No, I don't. That's not...
You do.
Yes, you do.
You absolutely do.
You do.
You like projects. You like people who got issues
that need to be fixed.
No.
You do.
If people have issues, I'm there for them.
No. Mm-mm. You be the liaison trying to get them fixed.
So what y'all think? So I saw y'all as broken birds. Is that what y'all trying to say?
We see
No.
Let me play this clip.
You need to have a friendship recession. While we talking about recession, you need to have a friendship. You need to put tariffs on your friendship. You need to put tariffs on. No more new friends.
Right.
You need to enter a recession for friendship. A friendship recession.
I don't intentionally make friends. I am just a friendly person that people gravitate to. The gravitational pull to my life is extremely heavy. And people are like, hey, I want to know why he is the way he is. And then they gravitate towards me.
And that's cool because I walk in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
So I get where you're coming from. But my friend group is this big. I have associates. I don't owe associates nothing. Mm-hmm. We are associates. I guarantee if you really assessed what you would call your friend list, probably half of them are truly associates.
So, okay, define associate and define friend.
Would you invite them to your house?
Because we've talked about this previously.
I would invite them to the crib.
Yeah. Well, knowing Troy, he would. But what I'm saying as far as associates, what I'm saying as far as associates, it's more transactional.
Yeah.
Like we aren't really
true. Okay.
I want to see you do well. Say what's up, deuces from a distance.
Yeah.
But when we see each other, we see each other. If we talk. It ain't that deep.
Right.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Nobody's truly benefiting from the engagement other than we know each other.
Yeah.
Friends, I rely on you all. You all know me more from an intimate space. You know what I mean? We can talk about good, bad, and different. You know, you can provide guidance that I will actually heed to. Those kind of things. That's friendship to me. Mm. Whereas, again, I think most people have associates, but they coin them as friends. And to be honest, people really don't want real friends no more. And I know you go play the clip.
They don't want new.
But if I can't hold you accountable, we not friends.
We not friends.
People like the concept of friendship, but they don't want friendship. Right.
And I'm going to get to this point because that clip is going to lead into it, but I also think that people are just terrible friends. And they think that they're good friends.
Agreed.
A lot of people think that they're good friends and they're terrible friends. That's just, I promise you. And once we start talking about you, you're going to see what I'm talking about.
That's real.
Right, let me play the clip.
When I'm here, it's all about you, but I don't check in as often as I should with friends. And I've been told that in the past and I've adjusted, but you just have to tell me, but it's not a natural instinct. And so with this, I understand like Eva being like, this is kind of a high maintenance friendship in a way where I'm not going to be the same type of giving friend that you are to me, but I will show up in the ways that I can. If you need me, I will always be there. And so that would make me consider like, oh, am I a bad friend because I think about you, but I might not text you to be like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay. But you should know that I would hope you would call me if you weren't okay and know that I would show up for you and be there for you. I'm just not I'm not considerate.
Yeah.
I'm not a considerate friend in the way that I would like to be.
That's
so. Number one, yes, she's a terrible friend. I'm gonna say it like that. Yes, she's a bad friend. She questioned, is she a bad friend? Yes, she's a bad friend. But that's not why I want to. Like, that is the foundation for the conversation. But what made it interesting for me, because I saw the clip before you shared it with us too.
Yeah.
And I had bookmarked it for conversation because I was like, this is definitely something that we need to talk about. And the only reason I thought that was because when I went to the comment section, I was expecting to see a lot of women in there. And I was surprised to see that there were way more men in the comment section
Really?
agreeing with her sentiment about just not being considerate friends that check in on people and stuff like that. And that's what made me be like, you know, now that I think about it, we do kind of operate like that a lot with just like holistically. I mean, it's one of Lace's words, at broad brush with this one. In general, men do not, we don't really, I'm not going to say we, because I don't do it. Once I became aware of it a long time ago. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like, yo, I don't really check on you as much as I should. I know that you're going through stuff or that you're dealing with things, but I ain't like hitting you up to be like, hey, you good? Like, what's what's going on with you? It's like, if you don't say nothing to me about it, then I don't say nothing to you about it. And that's how we kind of, you know, carry or whatever. So I was really surprised to see how many men were just in the comment section, like agreeing, like, yeah, I do the same thing. If he need me, you know what I'm saying? I hope he called me or something like that. But it's like,
but that's not even friendship, though.
It's not though. And it's not. What I'm saying. It's not. And it's like, how do I know I can call you if you don't even check on me?
Right.
Like, how do I know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was to get into something, how do I even know I can call you?
Right.
Because you don't take the time to check in on me ever to see if I'm doing all right.
But is it possible? Is it possible that you do have that? You did have a relationship in which you checked in on somebody every single day, but life happens, and you still have, like, whenever you get up, you pick right back up where you were. But like, there's no way I can communicate with the friends that I used to have like I can now, because I have all the responsibilities that I have. If I'm not hanging out with y'all, I'm editing the podcast. If I'm not editing the podcast, I'm hanging out with my wife. If I'm not hanging out with my wife, I'm probably at work. And then while I'm at work, I'm going to go, like, we're consumed with a whole bunch of things. Like, I understand, like, we text and stuff like that, but like picking up the phone and making a phone call, I'm not a caller type person. You know what I mean? You just.
No, I'm saying, I'm listening to you. Like, you're not a caller.
So, like, because y'all have hit me with the you're just a terrible friend.
I'm agreeing. No, I'm not saying you're a terrible friend. I was agreeing with you, like, yeah, life happens. People got responsibility.
For sure.
So I'm agreeing,
but can we still be friends and life happens?
You can be friends and life happens, but I also think that life responsibilities is a cop-out that people use to gatekeep their engagement. When I don't want to do what I want to do, like Issa Rae saying, for example, saying that I just don't check on people. She doesn't want to be intentional about checking on people. So she wants to absolve herself of the responsibility of checking on people by saying, well, if you need me, you know you can call me. Right. And I'm just not considerate. So don't have that expectation of me because I don't want to do
it's
it.
Oxymoron.
Yeah, so then we make it seem like we're so busy that we can't check in on people. And that's the part that I think is a cop-out. Because life happens for everybody.
Everybody.
I don't care. Not to say I don't care. That's not the right way to say it. But yes, you got a job. Yes, you got a wife. Yes, you got stuff going on. But you're not so busy that you can't ever send me a text to check on me. I just think that that's ridiculous. That people even act like life is happening so much for me right now that I can't even take time to check on you to see how you doing. And it don't even have to be a phone call. It could be a text. It could be a voice note. That takes seconds. It's a few seconds to send somebody a text and be like, hey, yo, I was in between something. Ain't talked to you in a minute. Just wanted to make sure you was good. Hit me up when you get a chance. Let me know. That's it. That's all it takes. And people act like they're so busy that they can't do that. Or they make it seem like I'm dealing with so much that I don't have the capacity to do whatever. That's not friendly. Yeah. You can't call yourself you can't call yourself a friend and at the same time act as if you have no time ever to be able to check on that person. But like, hey, when we get back together, we just pick up where we left off. It's not a season of a TV show. Like we're, it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm not coming back, pick up where I left off, recently watched in Netflix, something like that. Like this is a friendship, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. So come on, bro. There's just to me, and of course I talked about it before because everyone was mad at me when I said my wife should text me back when she's at work because I think that there's a time in the day for you to do. No one's that busy. You can't convince me that you're that busy. And when especially if I know you personally, you're not that busy. Not you. You busy, and I be telling you to stop doing so much stuff. You do a lot of stuff. You got a lot of friends. You busy a lot, and I be saying you need to sit down somewhere. I say that all the time, don't I? Tell the
Yeah,
truth.
you do.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
On record, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Troy be busy, and I be telling you to chill out, doing so much stuff, whatever. But a lot of other people aren't as legitimately as busy as you. They just don't want to have the responsibility of being expected to check on people. So they use their life as the reason why I haven't reached out, or because I don't have the capacity right now. You should just understand that I ain't been checking out. But it's really they just want to pick and choose when they want to be in a relationship.
But what about the component that she said? But if you need me, I'm here.
That's again. That's to me, that's gaslighting. Because at the end of the day, think about most people. If me and you didn't talk for a year, but I was like, Dot, you know you can call me if you need me. You're not gonna do that.
You're
You're not
not gonna call me.
gonna
You're
do
not
that.
gonna call me.
Like for real. Like let's be for real.
How does someone know they can call you
Right.
if you don't never check on them? How can you say if you need? It's just like and this is a black thing. Because I can only speak for black people. I don't know what nobody else do, but I know black people are famous for this. You know somebody going through something, you reach out to them and be like, let me know if you need anything.
Right.
Let me know if you need anything. That's a black people. We say that. Let me know if you need anything. And we know they need something. I know you need something. That's why I reached out to you. I knew you was going through something. And then I leave it and say, let me know if you need something. Just because we think it sounds nice to say. And sometimes we hoping that they don't actually need nothing or want or ask us for nothing. Because we don't really want to do it. We just want to say, like, let me know if you need something.
But in those situations, let me know if you need something. We do have to say that because you never know what each person needs. Like sometimes people need space. Sometimes people need attention. Like they need a call and check up on me. And I really appreciate that. I'm not sure. I think it was you one time. You was like, hey, call and check up on me. Something like that. I forgot. And I appreciate it. I was like, oh obviously, yeah, I'll call and check in and make sure you straight. Because different folks is different strokes. You know, you never know. I know when I'm going through, I honestly, I don't know what I need in the moment. You can call me and you could be annoying me, or I could not receive a phone call and I could be feeling lonely. I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. But saying, let me know if you need something, knowing they need something.
It puts the
Even if
onus
you don't,
on
it puts it on them to
Right.
take
which
the action.
there is a certain level of responsibility there. But I think it's how you present it and if you're being intentional about it. Because if I say, let me know if you need something, you may not need anything right then and there. Or you might, as Troy mentioned, I need to think about it or I'll get back to you. To me, the true level of friendship is if I follow up with, I'm just checking in. I know I heard
you.
you.
You ain't saying nothing right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's more so the follow-up that showcases true level of friendship.
Or even changing language to not let me know if you need anything, but how can I help you in this
Right.
moment?
Yeah.
How
I'm
can
coming
I
to
help you in this
school.
moment?
We go
Or
grab,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm not even asking you. I'm like, I know where you going. I'm coming to.
Yeah.
We going out, or I'm coming to sit with you, or whatever. I'm like, I'm not even gonna give you a chance.
Yeah.
Because I know that you're dealing with, or you
Right.
got something going on. But to sit there and be like, I fall back and I just let you live in whatever it is that you got going on, and if you need something, reach out to me.
Yeah.
But you don't even know if you like. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's real.
Well, the reason why, and it's the onus piece, because I have been hit with the, hey, you don't check in on me or that type of stuff, right? But I'm like, the phone works both ways, though.
I hate
right?
that.
The phone don't work
hate
both
that.
ways?
I hate that.
You needed for me to call you. I don't know that. I literally live life on to the next one. After I do this one, it's on to the next one. After I do this thing, on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes I don't have the time to fall back. Somebody gave this this situation. They were like, you know, some people can go the whole day and not even realize they haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, I do that.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you, as a person who go through a whole day, realize that you may not have eaten yet? For the nourishment of your body, for the uses of the kingdom of God, don't know to fuel yourself, make it in your mind to know, oh, I need to make sure I need to go check up on this person.
Well, there's two reasons. Number one, I know that the word told me that man does not live on bread alone. So that's the first thing. Second thing.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this because I said this to you last time. I hate it when he uses scripture.
Come on, bro.
I hate it when he uses scripture.
I know I don't do it intentionally for the pod. I'm full of the word, okay? I have a bunch of it.
Now
I
he's
just
full of
don't
the
do
word.
it. I am. I just don't use that. I just don't lead with it. But if I need it, I know where it is. Come on, bro. Come on.
Now he full of the word.
But I'm
second
gonna get on you in a minute.
For what?
I'm gonna get on you.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Finish.
so that's
No,
the.
I'ma get on you.
What did I do?
I'm just joking about the first one. But the second thing is I'm extremely intentional about my friendships. So it is important to me to check on people. I'm not so selfish that I'm not worried about the next person. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you specifically are selfish. People in general, and this is why I say our terrible friends, are inherently selfish and they worry about themselves and what they have going on. I got a life. I got a wife. I got a job. All you hear is I. How the hell are you going to be in relationship with people, be in community with people, and your first thought is always what I got going on.
Yeah.
I got this going on, so I don't have time to check on you or whatever it may be. But then when you ready to check on me or when you want to hang out or when you want to do with it, now you expect me to be available.
Right.
Now you want to reach out. Hey, let's go get some chicken wings. No, I am busy all of a sudden. I don't have time to go do, whatever it is. I just don't believe in, I'm not saying that people are doing it intentionally. Some people are. I just don't believe in picking me up when you feel like picking me up and putting me down when you want to put me down. So I'm more intentional about my friendships, and that could be primarily because, as I talk about all the time, growing up apart from my family, my friends are
Your family.
my family, so I treat them as such. Whereas other people have closer relationships with their family. Y'all could get in the car and drive up the road and see your mom, your grandma, your people, and y'all have that community. So then you may not be as focused on your friendships because you have another core group that you can connect to. So a lot of people have closer proximity relationships with their family, so they don't put as much emphasis on friendships. So because they feel like, well, someone could be my friend today, not my friend tomorrow, or whatever it may be. And I take friendship way more seriously than that. So to me, it is extremely important for me to be like, oh, I know Lace was dealing with something, or I know you had a situation. So you got that interview. So I'm like, hey, how'd that interview go? You told me about the interview or whatever. I could have been like, yo, I've been working today. I was behind on this thing. I just started this new job. I'm trying to figure out this space. I could have negated that you had an interview today and just been like, well, I got all this stuff going on, man. Troy gonna get it on his own. But it's important for me to be like, yo, he took time to share with me that he was going to an interview. So let me at least check on the interview and see how it went. I know you just moved into a new house. Hey, how's the new house going?
Yeah.
What you need in the house? When's the party? When we gonna kick it? When whatever.
Oh, thank you for the place too, by the way.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's all good. And so it's just like I'm more intentional with the relationships and checking on people. Yeah. Because, I think it's important. And it's not even based on how much they do it for me.
Right.
It's what I want to do. So I don't think that I always get that same response from others though. But I think more people are starting to do it for me because they see how much I'm doing it for them. Right. But I don't think everyone operates like that. I think a lot of people are picking and choosing when they want to be engaged with people, and they use their life as a scapegoat for why they don't get engaged.
Now, what happens when you have a friend like Lace?
That's crazy because I get rave reviews for my friendship. I just got a text. I just got a text the other day like, Lace, thank you for you always show up. You always there. Thanks for checking on me. I'm Mel. No, I reach out to
Lace. Do be checking. Lace will check.
Like awesome.
Lace will check.
So go ahead with your blasphemy. You about to put it to the atmosphere.
Lace will check.
So a friend like Lace,
but he also come late and leave early though.
I'm doing that, but you know that.
Lace will come late and leave early.
You know that.
So with Lace, Lace is a type of person. He likes to. Lace plays his cards close to his chest. He don't really have it out there. You know what I'm saying? And you desire to be there for your brother, to check in on him and stuff like that. But then he give you answers like, hey, Lace, how you doing?
It's all good. Man. Bless and highly favored, man. Lord, feed the birds. He going to take care of you.
Damn right.
It's all good.
For a good season, he kept saying chopping wood, carrying water.
That's it, baby.
That's all he kept saying.
Yeah. That's
and
it.
You get nothing from them
but
when you
know,
try to check in on him.
Hear me out.
But
you
because
get nothing,
I know him, though.
But you get everything.
But because I know him.
You get nothing,
but this is what I'm saying.
Everything.
But this is what I'm saying. Because I know him, though. I know that there's something deeper than I'm chopping wood and carrying water. I know there's something deeper than, well, I got the birds. God going, you know what I'm saying? I know there's something deeper than, I know there's something deeper than that. I'm like, he's clearly dealing with something. He ain't saying it. Like, he's not saying it right now.
And that's
but
what
I know that he is.
But
so I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, I'll just wait until he feel like he want to share it with me. I'm like, no, nigga, I know that you're dealing with something, whether you're telling me the truth or not. So I'm going to keep checking. How is it going? I know that. What's up? What happened with that? You like, what's going on? All right, yeah, man, we did this. All right, bet, cool. I'm gonna check on him again because I know if I know that he plays his cards close to the vest, why would I expect anything different when I reach out to him and ask him that? I'm just saying, like, if you already know that Lace is a person that plays his cards close to his chest, why would you even then have the thought that he's gonna tell me?
Right, I'm just
like he's just gonna tell me what it is.
Can you believe, like,
and then you get to then step in and say so. But if you know that, it's like, why not just do it? That's what I'm saying. Why not just do it?
I did. I said, Lace, meet me at the cigar spot. We're going to have some cigars, and we're going to sit here and chill.
And we did.
We chilled, yes.
You was
but
waiting for him to spill the beans.
I'm trying to get to
you
him.
trying to get him to spill the beans.
And it's like...
So you had ulterior motives.
It's trying to be your friend.
But
I am literally trying to be your friend. And you ain't letting me in. Pause.
Broken birds.
Right. I'm not the broken bird.
No,
but in
no,
this
no,
instance,
no,
in this instance,
no.
I'm-
It's not that.
I'm saying,
I
like,
want
in
to.
this
I want
you
him
wanna
to know
be there.
I'm here for you,
Yeah,
bro.
but you
the thing-
are
but
by
what I'm
being at the
saying
cigar
is-
shop.
What I'm saying, and that's the piece. That was being there for me. Let's go have a stick.
Yes.
Although we chilled and chopped it up, I ain't gotta disclose all
the stuff that you're going through. But I know you want him to do that. Is what I'm saying.
So what is friendship then,
Bruh, support, showing up.
She just now said I don't do the check-ins.
She don't even check in at all.
Okay,
That's what she said. I don't check in at all.
Right.
I don't text it. I'm thinking about them, but I don't let them know that I'm thinking about them. You let him know that you were trying to be there for him, and that's why you created an avenue.
Listen, if I know you already gonna give me that answer, the surface level answers.
But what I'm saying, that's to me, and you got to know me. To me,
Right.
that's not a surface level answer. That is, if I say carry wood, chopping wood, carrying water.
Something
that
pissing me
means-
off, but I'm not gonna talk about it right now.
And I'm also grinding. I'm handling my handle. Things are on the up and up, etc. It's a.
He just did it.
It's a
He
spectrum.
literally
He does do it.
Did
Just did what?
He does do it. I'm telling you.
Did it again.
He does.
What I do?
You say a lot without saying nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I be saying.
But I'm Gucci. I ain't dealing with. I'm good.
Which is different for Melvin. You ask Melvin, what's the weather today? Oh man, it's raining outside, but my life is terrible.
But I'm also a very optimistic type person. I'm not gonna say Melvin isn't.
I'm optimistic, but I'm gonna get it off my chest.
Right. For me, I just don't carry stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not a knock on anybody. Like, I'm legit chopping wood, carrying water. Like, I ain't tripping off good nothing, good, bad, or indifferent. So that's why people be like, Lace don't care, Lace nonchalant. No, it's not that I don't care. I'm just not tripping off of whatever. Cause why?
Yeah.
Cause why?
I remember one day I called Melvin. He's working from home. And I don't know why I called. I think I just was saying, hey man, what's good? You good? Yeah, I'm good. But also these things, this XYZ. At the end of the conversation, Melvin started yelling at me. He was not yelling at me, but yelling at me because of situations. I was like, hey, bro, I just called to say, hey.
What's up?
But you gonna get it now.
I was like, cause you and your new. I was more like what's the thing when you had the cops go to somebody's house? A goodwill call. Wellness check. It was more of a wellness check because I think you had just moved into your crib. That's what it was. Hey, bro, you just moved into your crib. How you feeling? Well, this ain't going right, and this ain't going right. And how the hell she gonna say this when I'm just like, okay, all right. Well,
let me know if you need anything.
Right.
Let me know if you need anything.
And the other piece too, though, Troy, anytime I have disclosed what has been going on close to the vest, I laugh and make a joke, and then you get mad at me
Because for laughing and make a joke.
Huh?
For laughing and making a joke.
Yeah, he'd be like, Lace,
Lace,
this is
come on,
serious.
this is serious, Lace.
This is serious.
This is serious, Lace.
serious, Lace.
I'm like,
But
no.
I'm being serious right now by telling you.
Because listen, we need to.
You got to take this. See,
We
Troy
need to
don't
feel
know how
our
to.
feelings. No.
Troy. So he get mad
This
when you
is-
don't
no.
say nothing.
Right.
Then when you say something and you joke with it, now he mad at how it was
Right.
presented because
I
it's
just
serious and it
wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
You got a K. Matter of fact, what your brother say on that show? K, know your personnel. That's
Yeah.
what he said. You got to know your personnel.
But no.
And we got to get on Bobby Cinco. And
We gonna get on him.
We gonna get on Bobby
But
Cinco.
for Lace be
episode tonight.
Lace be trying to move quickly past with a joke, and I'm like, no, bro, let's
But
sit
that's a
in
male
this.
complex, yo. That's a
Let's
male
sit
complex.
in this, and I know it's a male complex. That's the reason why I'm like, let's sit in this, because I used to laugh things off. I
Yeah.
got called out about that. It was like I was sitting in class one day, and I had to share about something, and I laughed at the end. The professor was like, "Why did you feel that it was necessary for you to laugh just right there?" I was like, I don't know." Turns out I'm not actually facing the things that are technically bothering me. And that's what I've been trying to get there with Lace.
Well, we're two different people. So I think you also have to consider how one has been raised in their learning
Family.
environment and what that looks like. My people, we joke about the most inappropriate
I know.
experience ever. My pops just got his knee replaced. Literally before they put him under the knife, I said, "Hey, yo, you might as well give him 2 new feet while he's back there." That's just how we do.
That's
like,
how we do.
That's literally.
But that's
like,
a black coping though too.
I'm
Black
saying,
people do
and
that.
Of course it is. But what I'm saying is we still are able to have serious conversations, but it could be legit anything. We making a joke about it. And that's just how my people get down, like, period. So I wouldn't say it's a trying to not face whatever, because obviously we have to face it. But it's also like there's humor in all of that too. Because would I rather be would I rather be happy, or would I rather be sad and sit
Right.
in this? Because
True.
at the end of the day, who can change that? I'm the only person that can change my perspective
Yeah.
around the thing. So I choose to view it from
But you could get some
jovial
information that
space.
can help you change your
Oh,
perspective.
I'm not saying
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I'm
too.
not
But
saying that.
yeah, I know
I'm
what
not
you.
saying
I
that
know what you
can't,
mean.
But I'm not going to be like, damn, bro, I'm going through all of them. Be like, damn, nigga, I lost my gig gone, so I guess I'm just gonna start doing it. So that kind of approach or whatever. So, but I also think too, some of my lived experience, particularly with when Sia was born and that kind of thing, I started viewing life totally different after that. When you are holding a baby literally in your hand in the NQ for months, and just how fragile life is, you view stuff differently. You know what I mean? You just view it totally differently. So, and understanding the obstacles that that she's gonna have to navigate in life, you view it differently. So it's not I really take a lot of things as a grain of salt, particularly ups, downs, whatever, because she had no choice in how she came into the space, but she has to navigate it a particular way. So I just view like, okay, no, this is the obstacle. Just have to do it a little bit differently. So yeah, that really shifted my perspective and how I view life, up, downs, whatever.
That's real.
That is real.
That's
I
real.
appreciate you sharing that too.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate you telling everybody that I be screaming about my life. About my life when
They
I'm out.
see it on the podcast, you screaming at us.
So look, I'm not like Lace. Lace wears his cards close to the vest. I wear mine on my sleeve.
You really do.
Mine are always on my sleeve. And it's not because I just want to blurt it out. We talk about my attitude and stuff all the time. He can carry that around and take it as a grain of salt and stuff like that. If I carried that stuff around,
You'll blow up.
I'd kill somebody. I would have taken someone's life by now, because that's how fast, things happen for me. And so when I'm telling y'all this stuff, like if you give me a window to talk, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of judgment. I'm not afraid of what people may think about my situation or what I'm dealing with or whatever. A lot of time, I just need to get it off my chest.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I could mess myself up by,
Yeah.
making a bad decision or something like that. So I'm willing to get stuff, off my chest. And that makes I'm not gonna say makes other people feel uncomfortable, but sometimes I feel like people think that they have to reciprocate it because I'm doing it. And you don't have to be like me, you know what I'm saying, in your response, like when we have conversations, stuff like that. So I'm saying, like, I know that he's like that. So I'm not going to wait for him to share everything with me. I'm just going to act because whether he says it or not, I don't need him to tell me I might have some uncertainty in my mind about my situation because I just lost my job or something like that, or I'm trying to figure out what my next step is or my next move. That's logical. So I don't need to wait for him to tell me that. So I'm like, how can I help you on this journey? Or whatever it is. I don't have to, wait for you to tell me we're in a new house. We got some things going on. We maybe need to move some things around. We may need to get rid of some stuff. We may need things for the house. Why do I need to sit there and say, Troy, let me know if you need something?
Right.
Yeah, when I know that you need something. I know that you need something. And I think that there's, number one, a lot of reasons. I think sometimes guys don't necessarily ask or check because if he does say he needs something, do I really want to do something or can I help? So then I don't ask. And then I think a lot of times men don't say nothing because we all understand that each of us got stuff that we dealing with.
Right.
So because I know you got a life,
That
I
is
know
true.
you got a wife, I know you got kids, I don't want to say nothing about what I'm dealing with because I'm like, well, he got his own stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
So then I ain't going to say nothing. But then if we keep acting like, well, I ain't going to say nothing because he got stuff to worry about, when are we ever going to talk about anything?
Yeah.
When we ever going to, you know what I'm saying, fix stuff. And I'm telling you right now, if you a young man, I can confidently say that as you get older, you start to understand this concept more. But when you're young, you don't think about this type of stuff. You don't think that I need men that I got to have need to have a conversation.
You living.
When life starts hitting you, like when you start dealing with life, I'm talking about life. Like once you get settled in, when you in a marriage and you trying to learn yourself as a man and you're trying to figure out how to lead a woman and you're trying to figure out how to lead a household and stuff like that, like you gonna need somebody to talk to. I don't care who you gonna need someone when you got kids and whether they are navigating a challenge or not. You gonna need to talk to somebody about this parenting situation or your career and trying to figure out how I'm gonna take that next step in my career, something like that. Like you gonna need somebody that you can lean on and have a conversation with. So at some point, that's what I mean by saying like we got to get out of that, you know what I'm saying, conversation about let me know if you need something or he'll check when we just pick up, man, it's cool, like that's just how we are, and it don't always have to be a conversation. Like you were getting upset with him because like you was like I want to be there for you as a friend, but you're not saying nothing to me. Sometimes, like I said, like I've said before, it's sometimes just sitting there. Because we in proximity with each other. I don't need to say nothing. Sometimes you don't need to say nothing. Like just the fact that you showed up to sit with me is enough, you know what I'm saying, for me to know like
that's good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So it don't even,
as the songwriter said, we all need somebody to lean on.
this,
You feel me?
bruh.
Lace, I do got to ask this question though. That was really good, Mel. I know at one point that you were doing personal counseling. How did your sessions go? Because in those sessions you have to be
Oh yeah, I mean,
some level of
I still do
vulnerability.
counseling. I think everybody should have someone that they talk to from a professional standpoint. But yeah, my sessions are generally smooth. I mean, we have a relationship, so it's easy to talk to, but it's more so pointed questions or, what's going on currently with consulting? How are you engaging with team members, thinking about things in the way that I process and think? Because I think very strategically around how I operate, move, how by doing this, I can get to that. So that's really how the conversations.
Are your sessions just geared around career?
No, I mean, it's everything. It's everything. Church, family, work, life, partnership, all that kind of stuff.
Will you just ask him the question? You done asked him three questions. I know what you're trying to ask him.
What am I
just
trying
ask
to ask
him?
What am I trying to ask?
He's trying to see if you get vulnerable at counseling because you don't never get vulnerable
said that.
nowhere.
I said
no,
that.
you
Yeah,
didn't.
I mean, absolutely.
You didn't really say it like
But
that. You're asking how the sessions go because
I put
you're
it to
trying
you like
to get him
this.
to say it.
I think that
Just say it.
No, I mean,
Do you get vulnerable at counseling or not?
I said, do you get vulnerable? I said you have to be vulnerable in counseling.
You say you have to, and so you ask him. You trying to see like, do you?
right? Yeah.
Are you vulnerable at counseling? Because you don't be vulnerable with me.
Is that a statement?
You
or
don't be
a question?
vulnerable with me. You don't be vulnerable with
But
us.
the
So
thing
do you
is,
get vulnerable at counseling?
I think that we view vulnerability. We view vulnerability in different ways.
Yeah.
Whereas you might be in a 5 foot pool level of vulnerability. I could be at a 10
Kiddie
feet
pool.
or a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
But it's levels to vulnerability, what that looks like. I can say, Troy, what's going on with you in this situation? Like even with like your education program. Dot, how's that going for you? You can tell me a laundry list of this is what I got going on, this, that, bum. I could be like, you know what? My last class was tough. I was able to knock out my problem statement.
Yeah.
I'm being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But you would take that as, dang, Lacey, I don't know, you know what I mean? But I'm being vulnerable.
No, I think I asked you about that a couple weeks ago, and I was like, hey man, I hate this.
Right.
And Lace was like, hey bro, I almost didn't make. I went to my wife and I said, Lace shared something with me. I said, Lace shared something, and it made me feel good inside.
Because you feel like it's reciprocated now.
Right. Well,
because you share a lot with him and he wasn't really sharing it back. So then I'm not going to say it makes you question the friendship, but sometimes it can make you feel like, well, dang, are we locked in like that?
Well,
because
yes. And I don't want to be a burden. Right.
Yeah.
So like,
that don't bother me at all.
No, it don't bother you. But like when I sent y'all that one text that one time and I was like, hey bro, I got rejected. And even though the rejection was expected or I had no intention of following through, a rejection is still a rejection. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I shared that joint. And I oftentimes think, even when we come to the podcast, I try not to give too much. I still do it, but because I'm not trying to dump on y'all, especially if that's not what you what you want. I don't want to dump so much to the point to where it's like, oh, here come Troy, here come Mr. Whatever. And the reason why I say that is because the dump don't come back as much. And so if I feel comfortable, but I don't know if you feel comfortable doing it, then should I be doing it as much?
I don't think
you feel what I'm saying.
I get you.
I get it
because you don't want to. You can easily be that burdensome friend and not know that you're that burdensome friend.
I think it's different than sharing. I think burdensome friend. What's the best way for me to?
That always need something.
Yeah,
like if you was hitting me up like, Lace, I can't pay my.
Something always going on. Like there's always something going on.
Yeah,
I think that's totally different than you expressing a situation or expressing something that you're dealing with and you want to have conversation. Like there's a difference. Mm-hmm. There's someone that always has something, like every time you talk, there's something going on.
Right.
Like every time I talk to you, it's something going on.
Right. Every single time.
Something going on.
Yeah,
That's totally that feeling is totally different than you doing what you're talking about right now.
Right.
I think those are apples and
oranges. And two, you talk about not wanting to be burdensome, et cetera. That's really in between the ears because, like, when you started your higher doc journey or whatever, I didn't want to use my experience and skew yours because although I know you go experience some of the same things, when we get there, we can navigate that. But I'm not gonna be like, Dot, it's gonna suck. This is what it's gonna be. Like, I don't want to. So to me, that would be putting extra. We're using the word
pressure.
Burden or pressure on you, knowing how you process and think things through. So
and you was excited about the program,
and that's what I'm saying. So, and it's also like, I got mine, you getting yours. How can I support you in getting yours?
Yeah.
And when you do hit that barrier, now I can have that conversation.
Because I ain't gonna hold you, bro. When you shared what you shared, I was like, bro, that was like a weight lifted off the top of me. You sharing your experience. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not the only
myself.
One. Nah. You might be Melvin's greatest.
I am.
Success.
He is. Come on, bro. I gotta pound somebody.
Pound somebody.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
That's crazy work.
That was wild.
So from this conversation, I've understood that I really have more associates than I do have friends.
Do it. You might want to write, because I know you like spreadsheets and all that. Print it out.
Now I like spreadsheets.
And you can go
I share one document with him, and now I'm the spreadsheets guy.
You can go through and actually assess appropriately. We don't want you to make a rash decision.
Yeah, bro. Friendship recession.
Based upon this
That's what you need to focus on for the rest of the year. That's it. That's all anybody need. A few good people, yo. Make yourself friendly and check on people, yo.
Mm-hmm.
check on people. I don't
Nothing wrong
want
with
to hear
doing
that,
a
yo.
quick
I don't want to
tap
hear
in.
your life busy. You got a lot going on. I think that's a cop out, yo. Check on people, yo.
Yeah.
Because when it's your turn, it's gonna be your turn, and you're gonna want
Absolutely.
people to check on you.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Check on people.
Do
yo.
better. Just simply do better.
That's it. It don't take much.
Well, I'm gonna do better. Hopefully, you as a listener will do better. Thank y'all for tapping in with us. Make sure you're doing this. Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
button. The like button, the follow button, the share button, and making sure that everyone's tapped into what's going on here. Because listen, man, we got some quality. We got some quality stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's really quality
Real
stuff.
talk.
And then you're just missing out. Okay, that's just on you. But anyway, it's your boy Troy, Life Coach Lace, Melly Mel. It's the Manly D's podcast.
We out.